everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe, now this start video. Since its October 10, 2012 launch, NBC's Chicago Fire has captivated viewers. The show, which was created by Derek Haas and Michael Brandt, centers on the lives of the paramedics, firefighters, and rescue crews who work at Chicago's Firehouse 51. Together with Chicago PD and Chicago Med, the show is a part of the broader One Chicago series. It explores the personal and professional problems of its characters, while fusing dramatic fire rescues with intensely emotional plots. The Darden boys, Griffin and Ben, have a unique place in the show's early beginnings among the other characters that are presented during the series. Their tale is closely linked to the show's emotional core, even though they haven't had a lot of screen time over the years. One of Matthew Casey's best friends was his father, Andy Darden, who worked as a firefighter at Firehouse 51. The tone for many of the show's plots was established by Andy's passing in the pilot episode, especially as it strengthened Casey's relationship with the Darden family. One of the series' most important turning points was Andy Darden's untimely death. Andy tragically dies in the pilot while battling a fire. He died as a result of a dangerous choice that went terribly wrong, entering a burning building. Within Firehouse 51, the incident creates a divide, especially between Severide and Casey. Casey is the target of Severide's hatred because he failed to stop Andy from running into the fire. Much of the human drama that unfolds in the first seasons is sparked by this struggle. Andy's death leaves his family to deal with the aftermath in addition to the personal toll it takes on his coworkers. Heather, Andy's wife, and their two young children, Ben and Griffin, must deal with the loss of both their father and husband. The burden of parenting her kids while grieving over her spouse was too much for Heather to handle for a spell. A string of regrettable incidents, including her arrest for driving under the influence, DUI, in Season 2, were brought on by her personal struggles. Due to Heather's prison sentence, her children were left in a precarious and unknown circumstance. When no one else was available, Matthew Casey, who had assured Andy that he would protect his family, took over. In an attempt to provide the Darden boys with the stability and direction they required, Casey took them in even though he was not yet a father. Throughout the following season, Casey made an effort to serve as Griffin and Ben's mentor and father figure. The two boys, Griffin being the older, were especially close to Casey. In the same manner that he had once admired his biological father, Andy, he began to see Casey as a father figure. Despite not having quite the same bond as Casey, Ben, who was younger, nevertheless looked to him for comfort. In the end, Heather decided to leave Chicago and start again, so she took her kids back despite Casey's best attempts. Despite being emotionally impacted, Casey had to carry on with his own life and profession after the Darden family left Firehouse 51. As the years went by, Casey kept up his work at Firehouse 51. But in the background, there was still unresolved anguish over Andy's passing and the connection he had with the Darden family. Griffin then made an abrupt and surprising comeback in Season 10 of Chicago Fire. Griffin, an older kid now, brought some unsettling news to Firehouse 51. Heather, his mother, could no longer provide for him and Ben. The family had disintegrated, and Griffin was requesting assistance. He and his younger brother were also having difficulties, and Heather's health had seriously declined. Still grieving over Andy's passing and his vow to take care of his family, Casey was unable to abandon the Darden boys. With Griffin in front of him, pleading for assistance, he felt a tremendous feeling of obligation. Casey made a decision that would change his life after weighing his possibilities. In order to fulfill his pledge to his departed friend, he quit Firehouse 51 and relocated to Oregon to provide full-time care for Griffin and Ben. As the narrative progressed, the Darden boys, Griffin and Ben, were further incorporated into the program, and their bond with Casey grew stronger. Being a father figure in their life gave Casey the opportunity to delve further into his inner side and the difficulties he encountered in his roles as mentor and guardian were among the show's most emotionally stirring plotlines. In contrast to his prior existence at Firehouse 51, Casey's choice to leave for the sake of the Darden boys was a pivotal point in the development of the show. As he discovered a new purpose in taking care of Griffin and Ben, it also marked a significant turning point in Casey's character evolution. Despite not receiving much attention, the Darden boys' inclusion in Chicago Fire enabled the program to address significant issues like sacrifice, family, loss, and responsibility. The Darden family plot's emotional resonance struck a chord with a lot of viewers and offered the program more nuance. Chicago Fire went back to its tried-and-true approach of fusing dramatic rescues with human drama in Relief Cut, the 12th episode of Season 13. The team handled a number of emergency scenarios in this episode, including a strange nightclub mishap when a birthday cake with concealed dowels seriously wounded a woman's face. Herman looked into a theft case involving fire hydrants, which resulted in arrests and the return of the pilfered goods. Personal issues. Ritter had trouble communicating during a fire rescue, which delayed a crucial decision. Ritter was left feeling bad and doubting his skills after Severide had to replace him with Carver due to this error. Ritter's emotional load, nevertheless, was not exclusively related to how well he performed at work. In addition, he was having relationship problems, which ultimately resulted in a split. When Cole, Stella Kidd's cousin, showed up to her and Severide's house out of the blue, the episode also highlighted further personal conflict. Kidd and her family had a string of arguments after Cole's stay. Kidd disclosed the unpleasant facts of her tumultuous life, which included an abusive boyfriend and drug problems, after he accused Severide of preventing her from seeing their family. Kidd and Cole were reunited as a result of this open discussion, but things turned unpleasant when Novick became physically close to Cole, which made things uncomfortable in Kidd and Severide's house. The show also emphasized how Firehouse 51 members must strike a balance between their personal and professional life. Season 13's Relief Cut was a remarkable episode that demonstrated the series' ongoing development with its blend of drama, action, and in-depth character development. The journey of the Darden brothers demonstrates how Chicago Fire strikes a balance between its intensely intimate moments that mold its characters and its high-stakes fire rescues. Casey's readiness to act as a substitute father figure is a perfect example of the series' recurring themes of responsibility, selflessness, and camaraderie. Even though the Darden sons aren't as prominent in the series anymore, their plot serves as a continual reminder of the significance of Casey's pledge, Andy Darden's passing, and the familial ties that make Firehouse 51 what it is. Even though Griffin and Ben Darden were not the main characters on Chicago Fire, their tale was a major part of the show's poignant plot. The plot of the Darden family, from the passing of their father, Andy, to their final reunion with Casey in Oregon, was a heartwarming reminder of the connections that are made during difficult times. The effects of Andy's passing and Casey's dedication to his friend's family are still felt throughout the series, providing a special emotional thread that unites the Chicago Fire story. The tale of the Darden boys serves as a moving illustration of how the Firehouse family transcends Firehouse 51's boundaries and the strong bonds that can be made in the face of loss, sacrifice, and love in the world of Chicago Fire, where lives are continuously in danger and emotions are running high.